3-game road stretch, San Francisco 49ers, Los Angeles Chargers, Buffalo Bills. It's time to see what this Dolphins team is really made of. And bam, what is up? And welcome back to Nando Talk. We're here. We're at this 3-game road stretch. It is time for the Dolphins' toughest part of the season at San Francisco 49ers, at Los Angeles Chargers, and at Buffalo Bills. We're sitting at 8-3, number 1 in the AFC East, number 2 in the AFC, on a 5-game win streak where Tua has thrown 11 touchdowns to 0 interceptions. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle are both tearing it up. Tyreek Hill still leading the league in receiving yards. Bada bing, bada bam. Those 1,200 yards looking nice and pretty. The run game is coming alive, and it's looking like Tua's in that MVP hunt and Mike McDaniel's in that Coach of the Year conversation. Tyreek Hill's running away with Offensive Player of the Year. The defense is still sorting itself out after a slew of injuries, but 8-3 cannot complain. So, what are the Dolphins made of? I think we're real contenders, guys. I've loved what I've been seeing the last couple of weeks. Yes, it's been against inferior opponents, but as like I said in my last video, we clobbered the Texans 30-0 in the first half before we pulled out a lot of our starters. Those same Texans where, hey, the Eagles were 14-14 in the first half against them. The Titans, the Giants were barely beating them 7-3 in the first half. All quality teams. And the Dolphins went out there, smacked them around 30-0. But now we get to the 3 tough teams on our opponent, okay? I think actually San Francisco might be the toughest team we're going to play for the rest of the year until probably the playoffs, because playoff football is a whole different story, and we'll get to there when we get there. But for right now, in this season, first of all, San Francisco is a very complete team. Mike McDaniel, homecoming party for him, getting to go back to San Fran, back to Kyle Shanahan. I'm interested to see how that dynamic plays out. Who knows who's plays better, who's reading each other. You know, it's a classic little master-student, teacher-student moment, I'd say, more like, a nice coming home. And we'll see what Mike McDaniel can scheme up against his old teacher. But can we surpass that? Of course. And I think it's going to be actually pretty fun time to see these two guys try to outcoach each other. We're going to see some wild plays on both sides of the ball. But I'm excited for the Dolphins, guys, because we get to finally see what we are made of. For too long, everyone in the NFL and the media has been saying, the Dolphins aren't real. They've been playing the Bears, the Lions, the Steelers, the Texans, the Browns. Okay, mind you, good teams clobber bad teams. Good teams find ways to win, and that's what we've been doing. Winning. We're 8-3, okay? The 49ers are 7-4. The Chargers are 6-5. Mind you, they haven't beaten a single team over 500 yet, but we'll talk about that in a second. And the Buffalo Billy Boys, who have been up and down recently with Josh Allen handling that injury or whatever to his elbow, okay. And we'll see how they start swinging it around. But for a reason, the Dolphins are the number 2 seed in the AFC. For a reason, we're number 1 in the AFC East, because we've been playing good football, and it's time to keep that up. Yes, we've talked about the injuries on defense, but Sam Addison and Pat Surtain have been doing their best to mask the little deficiencies in the secondary. A pass rush seems to be coming up alive now. Jalen Phillips started having himself a game. Bradley Chubb is starting to get himself more consistent, integrating himself into this team and providing the needed pressure that this Dolphins front was lacking. But can we keep that up against a good team like San Francisco, who is known for their weapons as well, particularly on offense? Okay, guys, Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, not the most fun group to have to contend with. And if our defense, like I said, the secondary has been patching itself up, and the front and the D-line, the linebackers are starting to figure out how to get pressure. But will they have it figured out for this game? Will they be ready to rise to the occasion? I want to say yes, but we all know that it's going to have to be our toys versus them. And when I say toys, I mean our guys on offense, okay? Our guys on offense are going to have to outscore and outpace them. Am I confident that Tua is better than Jimmy Garoppolo? Of course. Any 49ers fan who wants to come at me with that is hilarious, okay? Tua clears Jimmy G, who is having an MVP caliber season, and he is demolishing secondaries left and right, playing clean football, not turning over the ball. And if he continues to play that clean football, let's say he goes for the tune of something like 272 yards, 2 TDs, no interceptions, that coupled with a good running game, a nice balance, that's enough for a win in my eyes. Okay, not turning over the ball, puts our secondary and our defense in positions to succeed rather than in positions to fail. We'll give them favorable field positions. We won't get them too tired. We won't be trotting them out there every single play. We'll be converting our first downs, extending drives, and allowing our boys to breathe. Now, it's going to be a little harder than just what I said. We do have some injuries on the offensive line. Terron Armstead, might miss this entire road game stretch. He's not been declared out for this Sunday, but he does have a pec strain, a nasty injury similar to what TJ Watt had. Now, surgery is not needed. TJ opted out of surgery in return for rehab. Terron Armstead doesn't need it at all. So the hope is that he misses maybe one game, maximum two. I hope not the entire stretch, because that would really be a little tough, but maybe no games at all. Terron Armstead does have the uncanny ability of being able to play through injuries. So I want to see what he has in the tank. Now, what will we be providing if Terron does miss? Well, Austin Jackson's a little bit banged up too, which you don't want to see. It's not like he's been amazing, but Greg Little and Brandon Shell, despite Brandon Shell playing pretty good football recently, get shell-shocked. I love that. I'm going to have to coin that and make an edit. But anytime you're down to second-string tackles and you're going up against Nick Bosa and a nasty defense like the 49ers, it's not what you want to see. Yes, we have crazy offense, but this might be one of the best defenses, if not one of the better, if not one of the best defenses the Dolphins have faced so far. They are ranked top 5 in almost every defensive metric so far into the year. And now it's week 12, week 13 defense. Now that teams have played 12, 13 games, we can really see where teams are standing out right now, guys. So this is going to be a big test, not only for the Dolphins to be able to keep up with an efficient offense, but to also face a potent defense as well. They've got great pieces on the front seven, great secondary as well. Talanoa Hufanga is a phenomenal second-year safety coming up the ranks. Troy Polamalu reborn. That's a tough man to go up against. But I'm confident that Tua can continue to play clean football. Doesn't have to light up the world. 272 yards, 2 touchdowns. Play to Tyreek and Waddle. Let them get open. Let them make the plays. And don't force the ball. That's what Tua does best. He's a cerebral guy who knows the accuracy, who loves making his read, who knows how to negotiate the pocket, even when our guys are banged up. Tua knows how to move around at least a little bit. As long as he has 3 seconds, Tua will be fine enough to carry this offense to a win. Hopefully, our defense will be able to make critical stops when needed to, and I have this as a close game, really, 23-20. I'll break down the game a little further into the week once I have more clarity on the injuries. Christian McCaffrey for the 49ers is day-to-day as well, so I want to see how this team shake out. But the important part is during this road stretch, whether we go 1-2 as my floor is for this road stretch, whether we go 2-1 as my hopes is, whether we sweep them out, okay? The Dolphins have to look competitive. They have to bring their best caliber of football on offense, defense, special teams. Bring it all. Play as if this is the playoffs. Play as if this is do or die, not as if we have this big cushion at 8-3, okay? I want the Dolphins to play hot, to not get embarrassed, not let up, to play good football, competitive, and battle to the final whistle. Hopefully winning those games, but at least showing me that this is a team with real grit, real fight, and that our hopes are up for a reason. And if we go 2-1, I'm all with it, guys. I'm all for it. I'll talk about the Chargers and the Bills games when it gets to there, but I originally in this offseason had us pegged as an L to the 49ers because of the Mike McDaniel, Kyle Shanahan, little dynamic. Now I'm a little bit more confident that the Dolphins can hang against the 49ers, so I might change that to a win. But against the Chargers, I thought we would win no matter what. The Dolphins game just flexed it to 8:20 for Sunday Night Football, Dolphins versus Chargers. So that's going to be interesting as well to see it contend. I joked about that in the offseason, saying that, Herbert under the bright lights wouldn't like that. And we've seen in the fourth quarter in those big moments that Justin Herbert throws those fourth quarter interceptions, chokes at the end of the game, especially in those primetime slots. So I'm still thinking, wow, wouldn't it be something if Tua outplays Justin Herbert and Herbert throws a fourth quarter interception against the Miami Dolphins? We're going to freak out. It's going to be a crazy week on social media, on Twitter, on everything. I'll love to debate and talk that up, and I love that it's on Sunday Night Football. Makes me really want to go to the game, but I've said it. That's a Dolphins win because Tua is going to rise to the occasion, and the team is going to rally around their guy and just know that, hey, this is the moment. One of these nasty narratives that has followed Tua along his last couple of years is all this Herbert love. And if the defense can go out there and absolutely clobber this kid, if our offense can run around circles and show that we are more productive, we are a stronger team, I would love nothing more. And I know the Finns would love that as well. Okay, you've heard them in those breakdowns. Put some respect on his name. This is one of those games where they're going to say, put some respect on Tua's name. And you love to see that. I said it in the offseason, they'd rally around him. We've seen them rally around him this year. This is a captain, QB1, Uno, MVP talk. And you love to see that, man. Buffalo, I did say that if we beat Buffalo at home, we'd probably lose them away, just split that out. I would like to see this as a win, obviously, but if I already have the Niners and the Chargers games as wins, I'll take an L to the Buffalo and we'll allow them to rock that out. But for the most part, hey, 2-1, 1-2 is all we need. 1-2 plus this Texans win, plus beating the Packers, Patriots, and the Jets puts us up at 5-2 for after the bye week, 12-5 on the season. 2-1. If we could steal a game against the 49ers or the Bills, I think that will put us up to 13-4. Absolute driver spot for the number 1 seed in the AFC East, number 2 seed in the AFC, and why, oh my, a division championship and a first round bye in the playoffs. And you can't tell me that's not a successful season for the Miami Dolphins. Let's get a playoff win. But first, let's win these stretch of road games, guys. Let's keep it up. And I'll be breaking these games further on in the week and as the Chargers and the Bills game get closer as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a comment, like, share this video. And hey, subscribe to Nando Talk. We just got over 700 subscribers. If you're here from the earlier video, or if you're checking me out from when Dougie Durong gave me a shout out, or if you found me through Twitter, I appreciate you. The support is awesome. If you're still here through this ramble, you're a legend. Drop a subscribe. Hey, drop a comment if you've already subscribed. But what it is, thank you for the support. And I do appreciate that. If not, I'm just talking to the void, which I'll happily do because it's Miami Dolphins and I'll always talk about them. But some support's always appreciated. So thank you. Hope your holidays went well. Hope you enjoyed this video. And remember, chins up, fins up. I messed that up last video, but oh well. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time. Let's go Dolphins. Stay tuned for that 49ers little breakdown on Friday or Saturday, by the way. And a USMNT, US men's national teams coverage, since we do play Netherlands on Saturday for knockout stages of the World Cup. But now for real, chins up, fins up, and I'll see you next time. Bang.